So I'm glad to see so many of you still around, and that means that we have had a very successful plenary once again. And here we are at the closing session, and we have a small program for that, as usual. And I would like to start by giving the floor to Monsieur Daniel Lajeunesse. He is Vice President Adjoint of the University of Montreal. Go ahead.
Do I get a book? Okay. So hi everyone, good afternoon, and thank you for being here still. What a beautiful day as we have. You're quite lucky because this is a really unusual weather time in Montreal, but anyways. So on behalf of Université de Montréal, I would like to congratulate you all for the valuable work you have accomplished in the last 3 days. Watching the RDA organization working on site here in Montreal for its 10th edition was really impressive. You were more than 400 specialists amongst the 6,000 RDA members from all over the world. Researchers, officials from funding institutions, public officers, industry, scientific publishers, all concerned by the acceleration of research data infrastructure development in an area of disciplines. I sincerely hope you had interesting and productive work sessions, that you exchanged intellectually challenging thoughts, shared discoveries, and found some solutions, hopefully, to some of the complex issues that we're facing in research data sharing infrastructures. It may be that some of you were here for the first time at the RDA meeting, or it's your 10th plenary session that you're assisting to. But whatever is your background on your specialty, and you are all researchers and innovators that share the same passion in improving data infrastructure so we can collectively, as a scientific community, tackle the greatest challenges of our society. This network provides an extraordinary occasion to meet colleagues with various levels of experience, perspective, practices, and to promote data sharing and data-driven research projects for university research, but also for applied research and governmental decision processes. The mission of RDA, which is building the social and technical bridges that enable open sharing of data, is not simple. But once again, you managed to make progress in building the future of research data management. You may have produced recommendations for data preservation, best practices in data harmonization, reproducibility, legal interoperability, data type registries, and so on, and in so many different important issues. Your work and your contributions to knowledge diffusion are unique and will mark the path for the next steps of international research development. The theme of this 10th meeting, Better Data for Better Decisions, was not chosen by coincidence. It was intended. We at Université de Montréal want to make a statement. We want to lift our outputs, or your outputs, to the core of the decision-making processes in order to give the data structure the necessary leverage for a successful implementation here in Canada, but in the rest of the world as well. And now I would like to thank the RDA Council and the Secretariat for giving Université of Montreal this great opportunity to gather you here. I would also like to thank our organizers who took the responsibility to give you the best possible work environment. Colleagues, staff members, students from Université of Montreal who invested a lot of time, talent, and energy in this project. Mark Leggett from Research Data Canada. And we also had a very strong support from the Centre interuniversitaire de recherche sur la science et la technologie at Université du Québec à Montréal, who organized the event's logistic. So thank you all very much, each and every one of you, for your contribution. Now, I also have to close by making a special thanks to our generous sponsors, without whom we couldn't make this meeting go up, and our institutional partners as well. So I have to thank Springer Nature, Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council of Canada, Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council of Canada, the Canadian Institutes of Health Research, the Canada Foundation for Innovation, Tourisme Montréal, les fonds de recherche en santé et du Québec, Global Open Data for Agriculture and Nutrition, all research libraries of Canada, Facets, Open Access Science Journal, l'Institut de valorisation des données IVADO de l'Université de Montréal, le Centre interuniversitaire de recherche sur la science et la technologie, Érudit, and the last but not least, the Montreal Cyber Justice Laboratory and Lexham Chair. Now, at this point, it is now time for me to say that we're going to leave and to pass on the torch to the next organization, which it will be in Berlin. So that's the new location of the RDA's next plenary meeting in March. We wish them very good luck, and we hope to see you there at that time. But still, your stay is not over yet, and I hope you will have some time to enjoy this city. You have wonderful weather, which is unusual, and this week you can have a stroll around the city, which is a beautiful, one of the most beautiful cities that you have in North America. You should benefit from the Montreal particularly vibrant atmosphere with so many cultural activities that we have at the moment and art installation, especially since we're in the midst of the Montreal 375th birthday. So please enjoy the city, and I hope you had a great time. Thank you again.
Merci beaucoup, Daniel. Goodbye. How many people went to the Cuban restaurant? We have one, two. So I just have a few more words. I've had lots of opportunity to speak, so I don't want to take up too much time. I was hoping that the excellent group from the University of Montreal and elsewhere that's been helping us this week could just stand up. I don't know how many of you are here, but all of the organizers, including our photographer, who's standing up anyway, could Aubert and Timea at the back, we all know Timea. Are the University of Montreal folks in the room? I see Amélie back there. They're still working outside? Well, let's give them a virtual... And one of the best conversations I had, and I had to unfortunately cut it off early, was with one of our doctoral students wearing the blue shirts from the University of Montreal, who was doing his degree in philosophy and studying the philosophy of science and a particular aspect of it related to some of the things that we ourselves are doing here. So it was really amazing to meet somebody who has that passion in the area of philosophy, the opportunity to study his subjects directly. So that was a great conversation. I don't think, is Jacinthe here? Nobody saw Jacinthe, and I just met her for the first time a couple days ago, but she's the person who works here at the Centre and worked with Aubert in particular and others to make this wonderful facility available to us. So I did want to thank her and all of the AV people and the others in the Centre who, behind the scenes, served us food and yummy apples and all the rest. So thank you as well. And I think that's it for me. As I said, I've thanked a lot of, and Daniel mentioned our sponsors. So I just wanted to leave with a big thanks to all of you for coming. I've seen many familiar faces here, but I also met a lot of people, both that I had communicated with but never met face to face, and many new people that I had never communicated with or met. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all in Berlin. And is that our next... okay.
Because we also want to say thank you. So we've come to the end of this 10th anniversary plenary of RDA, and time has passed quickly, I must say. And I think the conference has been a great success. We started off, as you remember, with this wonderful keynote from Joshua Benjo. We had last afternoon an exciting interactive session on the strategy, and we had a lovely dinner. And I think there were many, many sessions in which people worked, in which people exchanged ideas and discussed. So I have seen many happy faces. We had no major disasters, not even in the background, as far as I'm aware. And everything went really smoothly. And of course, that is thanks to the effort of many, many people here. And first of all, a heartfelt thank you to the local organizers, to Marc Leggett, to the people from the University of Montreal, Marie-José Hébert, Frédéric Bouchard, Martine Foisy, Amélie Fourget, Anderson Carnero, and of course, Aubert Landré. He is wonderful. And I also would like to name those famous students who aren't in the room, but I just want to call out all of their names because I think in the background they did a perfect job. Chloé, Roxane, Vanessa, Anda, Eric, David, François et Isabelle. Formidable, merci bien. And then, of course, last but not least, I would also like to thank very, very much, also on a very personal basis, because they really helped me out in this new role, the Secretariat of RDA. So Stephanie Temeya, Yolanda, Lynn, Fotis, Lisa, and Florence, merci, merci bien. Thank you very much. So I hope to see all of you in Berlin. We go to Berlin in 6 months. And we will see something about Berlin on screen.
So this is where we are meeting in 6 months' time for the 11th plenary. It's going to be March. It's going to be hopefully spring. I remember we had some nice ice creams outside in March, so wish us luck. And I think Aubert had made it great for having such a great weather here in Montreal, and we try our best to do the same. We are meeting under the topic From Data to Knowledge, from the 21st to the 23rd of March in the Berlin Congress Center. It's a wonderful site just next to the famous TV tower at Alexanderplatz. We have loads of space for meeting, for exhibition, for posters, of course for food and dinners and everything. And it is located in the very heart of Berlin. And for your planning and everything, we have already reserved hotel contingents in several hotels just in walking distance from the site. You'll find all this online within the next days. It's all prepared. It just has to be put online. And of course, Berlin is not just a city for meeting up and discussing. If you ever have time, you will see that you are surrounded by we have plenty of sites in Berlin, but these are really the major ones, like the Berlin Cathedral or the Museums Island, or of course the Berlin Reichstag and Brandenburg Gate. So I think we'll have a good opportunity to see things, to enjoy the city, to discuss, and to have our plenary. And the plenary will have 3 full days, from the 21st to the 23rd of March. We have full days co-located and associated events that are most probably before. If there's any wish, we can put some afterwards. And this is something quite important to say, we are planning a 1 to 2 days industrial side event before the plenary. So plan your travels accordingly to make sure that not missing this. We have, of course, quite an active research data community in Germany. I think, according to the participants list here, there are 33 Germans making it across the ocean here. And we are expecting many, many more, and we are very happy to welcome the international data community to Berlin. And we have, for example, in Germany, we have national meetings. We had already 3 of them, and there were quite a lot of people attending it. So you will find a community of data enthusiasts in Berlin, and it's amazing that you're all coming to joining us and that we can work together and speak together and eat together and have fun together. Our program committee, which is also very important, includes all the major science organizations, and the plenary is organized by the German Research Center of Geosciences in Potsdam, where Roland and I am working on behalf of Helmholtz, and Helmholtz is one of the organizational members of RDA, and of course of RDA, of the Secretariat, and Timea and Stephanie. So we do our best for making a good plenary, especially for the weather, and I hope we see you all in Berlin in spring. Auf Wiedersehen and goodbye.
Thank you very much, Kirsten and Roland. You come up. So that will be in 6 months, but of course, after 6 months again, we need to travel. And where do we go from Berlin? Just waiting for the technology. From Berlin, we go far away. The plenary number 12 will not be a traditional plenary. It will again be a plenary that is part of the International Data Week. So this will be the 2nd International Data Week. You remember maybe that we had the first one in Denver. And the International Data Week combines the RDA plenary with the SciDataCon Research Conference. This International Data Week will be organized, co-organized by the RDA together with CoData and the World Data System. And the 3 of us embody those 3 organizations. So we're very happy to be here on stage together. And of course, we are very confident that this 2nd International Data Week will again show that the whole is more than the sum of its parts. And we are very excited that this international conference is now going to Africa, to the beautiful country of Botswana. And we intend to have regional participation in the conference from South Africa as well, and hopefully from other countries from the Southern African Development Community. So as you can see, it is going to take place in Gaborone in the week of the 22nd of October. So please mark that week in your diaries already. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ingrid. Thank you very much, everyone. We just wanted to say some quick words about the theme of the conference. It's important to stress that this is an international conference, International Data Week, as Ingrid said, comprising the RDA plenary and SciDataCon, the research conference, very much as we did in Denver a year ago. So we're taking an international conference to Gaborone, Botswana, and taking that to Africa. And it's important, therefore, that this is looked at as a global conference. Inclusive, addressing global issues, looking at the interface between data, research, and civil society, and the grand challenges of research and society on a global level. So that's why we chose this theme of digital frontiers and global science, and sub-themes which are designed to emphasize those linkages between the data concerns that this community has and the research priorities on a global scale and the priorities for civil society on a global scale. So therefore, frontier issues for research in a global and digital age, applications, progress and challenges in data-intensive research. And let's not forget either that we explicitly aim this conference at all areas of research and those areas of research where data is harder to come by, where the data to address major interdisciplinary global challenges is not as easily available. And therefore, the third sub-theme, data infrastructure and enabling practices for international and collaborative research. As we get nearer, we'll release more sub-themes for the research side of that conference, and the call for sessions will be released around the middle of October. And the last thing I want to say is that whereas in Denver we had a sort of an integration in the week of two events and a joint event on the Wednesday, so we had 2 days of SciDaticon, the research conference, a shared day, and then the RDA plenary. This time we want to do more horizontal integration. So each day will feature research strands and then RDA plenary strands, plenary presentations, panels, etc. And hopefully that will make a more integrated conference and a conference with a more exciting and stimulating texture to each day. Thank you.
Next slide, please. Oh, it's here, okay. So, why Botswana? I'm here to explain to you why we made this choice. I had the privilege to travel to Botswana on a site visit, and I'm here to basically state that it's really a stable country, a safe and modern country as well, and above all, it's an exciting country. The local organizing team there is very enthusiastic, and we're really, really keen to work with them to set up this International Data Week. Our 3 organizations, RDA, the World Data System, and CoData, are global organizations, and we are committed to reach out to all communities in the world, including on the African continent. Botswana is very well integrated regionally, internationally, and is linked with data activities around the world. International Data Week will be hosted by the University of Botswana. The University of Botswana is also very well connected. They have very good facilities and venues. The city of Gaborone is easy to get to in terms of travel. It is well connected internationally. Probably in terms of visa requirements, it is easier than some European countries and North American countries, but I will not make any specific comments in this regard. So we're really looking forward to having excellent meeting venues. You have seen some pictures in the previous slides. You can see that it promises to be a very well organized conference. I'm not making personal promises here, but we hope that it will be very well organized. And the country itself will offer many opportunities also for those who are interested in discovering beyond Gaborone. There are plenty of UNESCO World Heritage sites for people who are interested to travel after or before the conference. So finally, just to say that we're really excited to work with the local hosts there. I can feel personally the enthusiasm and their motivation to provide us with the best venue and the best framework to work there on International Data Week and connect with their efforts locally. So we all hope that you will make it to Botswana in October 2008. Thank you very much.
So we have made it to the end of our program. I want to thank you all very much. And for those of you who can stay, enjoy lovely Montreal. And for those of you who need to leave, safe travels and see you in Berlin. I forget something very important. I want to have all TAP members and OA members who are in the room up here on the stage for a photo.
Never